Hi there. This video will teach you how to create a Google form and share it with others to complete. The first step is to make sure that you're logged into your Coppell ISD Google account. So that'll be your username at g.coppellisd.com. Ensure that you're logged into that username. And then from there, you're going to want to click on the word create. If you don't see this screen, then you need to come over here to the applications menu and make sure that you're in your Google Drive. So once you've ensured that you're in your Google Drive, you're going to go to create and you're going to create a form. So tap on form once. The first thing I like to do is go ahead and name my form. So you might name this mock election if you are planning to have a mock election with your learners. And you'll notice that my form now has a name, and it's also gone ahead and auto-populated it down here in the title as well. I like to also pay attention to these top things because once I start working in my survey, sometimes I forget to come back up here and pay attention, and there are some really important aspects to your form right here at the top. This first option, to require your Coppell ISD login to view this form, I would suggest that because I'm doing a mock election and I want this to proceed quickly, and I'm doing this with, say, second grade learners, I don't necessarily want all of my learners to have to log in order to complete this form. So I'm going to uncheck that, and then Google's just going to make sure that that's what you want, and I would say okay here. You also have an option to collect the respondent's username, but usually in elections they're anonymous, so I would leave that unclicked. The progress bar will just show a percentage of how much of the survey that they have completed, and then these other two options I typically leave unchecked as well. Your next option is to add a form description here. If you would like to, you can say something like, please complete this form to vote for the candidate you think will do the best job in office. That way you're telling your learners what this survey is about. Next, you're going to start adding your questions, and you can add questions one at a time. So my question title here might be, who is your teacher? Now, from here, I can add some help text, which is kind of similar to the form description. You could put right here, choose your teacher's name. And then next, you're going to put choose your question type. So do you want it to be text? That's just for a shorter amount of text, like their name or your name. But because you're working with second grade learners in this mock election, I would choose the multiple choice and let them choose who their teacher is. That way it varies from the text, because the text, they're probably going to spell your name incorrectly. So option 1 would be Miss Denton, the next option would be Miss Baker, and the final option might be Miss Vanacek. I can continue to add. I can move the order if I want to put them in alphabetical order. So I'm going to make sure that that question is required. So I'm going to click on that X, and then I'm going to click on Done. The next thing I'm going to do is, if I need another question, I'm going to add another item. And you can see again here, choose from a list. Maybe I want to choose that option. Who is the best candidate for this position? Again, you could add some help text here. And I'm going to add my options here. Obama or Bush. I'm going to require this question, and I'm going to click on Done. And you can see that my form, you can see, maybe not until I'm finished, but the list will show up here whenever the kids are voting. Okay, so I think you have the idea of how to add questions. What you can also do is change the theme. So you can come up here to the top and click on change theme, and from here you have several options that you can choose from to put in the background of your form and make it look just a little bit fancier. So I'm going to choose this Pin It banner, and you can see that it also changes the theme and some of the font colors as well. Once I've chosen a theme that I like, it's now time for me to make sure that I've sent this form to the people who I want to take this survey. So typically up here on a Google Doc, this blue button would say share, but for right now it says send the form. So I have a few options here. I can send my form to just a couple of people or groups of people, or I can come up here and grab this link to share, and I'm going to copy it, and I might paste it on my teacher website for my kids to be able to go and click on easily. So I will show you how to do that in just a second. So remember that whenever you're finished creating your form, you're going to go up here to send form, and you're going to click on link to share, and you're going to copy it. So let's go ahead and add that to our Google site. I'm going to add my survey to my Google site. You might want to add yours to your SchoolWires account. It's no problem either way, but now that I've copied the link to that form, I'm going to open in a new tab my website or my SchoolWires account page, and I'm going to decide where I'd like to put that link. I think I'm going to put it on my home page because I want to have it in a place that's easy for my kids to access. So once I've decided where I want to put it, I'm going to paste it. I'm going to select it and hyperlink it. You could also make it just a little bit prettier. This is just an idea that just came to me. I'm going to remove it really quickly and show you this. I might instead just say voting ballot. Oops, it went away. My apologies. Sorry, I have it back now. So I have the words voting ballot instead, and I'm going to make it big so it's really obvious for my kids to see it. Then I'm going to select from left to right, just as I read, to add my hyperlink. I want it to go to a web address, and I want it to go to the form. I want the form to open in a new window, and I'll say OK. Then I'll say save, and I'm going to test my hyperlink to make sure that it works. And you can see that it does. So who is my teacher? Miss Baker is my teacher, and I believe that Bush is the best candidate for this position. Then I'm going to click on submit. Your kids would get in the habit of clicking on submit another response to prepare the ballot for the next person in line. Okay, so I'm finally going to show you the very last thing and why I believe in Google Forms so much. So in my tab here, if I were to go back to my drive, so let me just go back from the very beginning. Let's say it's the end of the day and your kids have all completed the mock election. The way you're going to get the results is this. Again, you're going to make sure you're signed into your Google Drive, and since you created the form, it's going to be in my drive. So now I can see that here's the form, and then right beside it, I didn't have to create this. Google created it for me. When I created a form, Google automatically creates a response sheet for you. So I'm going to click on that, and now you can see what time I voted. You can see the headings for the questions, who is your teacher, and who is the best candidate for this position. You can see the response that I just completed. So at the end of the day, you're going to have a bunch of responses that you can sort. So I could go up to the top column and I can sort my column from A to Z. So it would put all of the people who voted for Bush at the top and all of the people who voted for Obama at the bottom, because Bush comes before Obama in the alphabet. So that was just a really quick, actually not that quick, it was just an overview of Google Forms, but if you have any other questions, please let me know. I will be happy to help.